jumped in and I did not introduce myself. My name is Chetan Singh. I'm the trainer with SEC Online, and I'll be your host and the trainer for this session, along with my colleague, Mr. Sanjay Kapoor. And together we'll be doing this session for you. We'll be taking this session from the basic going to intermediate level, and if it's required, we'll go to the advanced session as well. But usually we would prefer it going from the basics to intermediate, and because that would be too much information coming your way, and we don't want to like overwhelm you with information, and then you can get stuck that what all was told and you get confused about it. So we'll keep it simple for the session. However, having said that, in case you have any question which is falling into the advanced category, we will not shy away in answering those. Right now, let me show you once you get an email from MyLoft, how would the email look like, and how would you be, what would be required at your end to set that up. Now, I understand, and I'm saying it on the record that you have not received an email that's been taken, and you will receive an email. That's a promise that I'm making right now. But let's utilize the time, and I'm going to share my screen. Sensor.
Chetan, all those members who have not received and they have sent messages, I'll be sending responses to each one of them personally now. Please continue with your session. You can show them how to set up the password and other things.
Right.
You can continue with that.
So I think a mail has been started receiving. Jayanti has confirmed that she has received an email. So if Jayanti has received an email, I would request all of you to check one more time, because that's a group email. It would not be sent to one individual person.
So whoever is writing not yet received, please do write your name and email ID both together, so that we are able to then search in our database and then resend the welcome email to you. Thank you so much.
So you heard it. Put it in one chat box. It'll be easier, because if you otherwise you'll go up and down. Put your name and email address. Yes, like what Amisha has done. Similar way. I will get back to my thing, and you guys can keep on doing this, and Sensor and you will sort this out while I'll show you everything over here. I'm going to share my screen. There we are. Okay. So once you receive an email, how would the email look like? Let me show it to you. So your email would look like, this is the forget password message. Yeah, I think this is how it will look like. So you'll get this email which says your name, your MyLoft account at SEC Online Library has been activated. Sensor, just to confirm, they are still on the trial for MyLoft. Sensor?
They will go to SSC Online Institute.
So, okay. So it says the institute name is SSC Online. Your email address would be mentioned over here. Password, your existing MyLoft password. Now, this existing will simply mean that you have to set your own password. So don't worry about it. You can set your own password. Either you'll get this format, or you will get this format. In any ways, let me show you the other format as well. The format does not matter. What matters is how you need to set this thing up. So you might get this kind of format as well. Now it says set your password. Your email ID is this, your password is this. So this is how you'll come onto your screen. You click on set password. It'll open up into a browser like this. And let me just quickly do this. Yeah, so it says the link has been already been used, and that's because this is now the first time I'm logging in with this link. So you would get a screen which will say you can set your password. It'll give you certain criterias. They'll say you need a 1 in the uppercase other in the lowercase, one special character, and then alphanumeric combination has to be there. So you can all do all that stuff. Then I click on, once you're done with that, okay, I'm already logged in, so I'm gonna log out and show you from the top. So you'll come over here and it will say select your institute. Over here right now, don't search for Army Institute of Law or Army Law College. Search for SCC Online. Once you do that, you'll get this drop down SCC Online. Click on this and click on continue. So this is a very, very important and important step. If you're looking for your college, you will not get it. Search for SCC Online as an institute. Your ID would be mentioned over here automatically. Your password that is just set up in the previous step would come over here, and you click on sign in. Once you come on this particular screen, now this is a MyLoft screen. It will say the MyLoft browser extension is not installed and you would need to add the extension. So this is a one-time thing. You click on add extension. And then you say add to Chrome. Say add extension. It will redirect you to the same page again where we were, right? It's the home page of MyLoft. Now, once you have come over here, once you've done the installation of that, extension, you come to e-resources. In e-resources, you come to databases. And from database, you have this SCC Online. Okay, so login, come to e-resources, databases, and then SCC Online. You click on SCC Online. And there we are. It says a lot of other options, COVID-19 zone, web edition, data coverage, and everything. Once you're done with that, just click on login. And this, it should give you two options. And out of the two, one is very important, that is IP login. User login is something that is meant for everyone. That will ask for your ID and password. But being a student of Law Institute or Army Institute of Law, you would have to go to IP login. If this option does not come, you will understand that there is some step that you have missed out in the MyLoft, setting of the MyLoft, this section. So when you come to IP login, you can just put in your ID over here. So let me put in my ID as Chetan.gill, or let me put in my department ID, learning@SCC Online. And now let me add a number 1 to it, because I just want to show it to you. If you will come over here and you put in your ID and say login now, if this is a message which comes in, login ID is not registered, do not worry about it. This will happen with all of you because your IDs are not registered on SCC Online right now. So you can simply skip this step, and before coming over here, you should come to register here. You come to register here. You put in your ID, the ID that you're looking for, that is learning@scconline.com. And I'm saying 1. So let me say 9 over here for a change. And then I can put in my full name, that is Chetan Singh Gill, and register and login. This, once you do that, login ID is required. Okay, what did I do? Okay, I did a question comma over here, sorry. And there we go. Now it will register me onto this SCI portal. The next time I'll come over here, it will not ask me to register myself. I will just put in my ID and I'm good to go. But before that, it'll say, please enter the year in which you will graduate. So you can put the graduating year. So if you're just starting like say last year, so if it's a 3-year course, you can do the maths. 5-year, same thing applies over there, right? For the faculty members, the library staff, they can either skip it or can put ~9 over here. Okay, so I can say skip. And now we are in the main, landing page of SCC Online, right? Now let me quickly add Because I think there were a few members which have been waiting in the lobby. Okay, has been already been added. Great. Now, any question so far? Anyone has any doubt that how to log in, how to register, or how to come from MyLoft? If you have any doubt, except barring that email thing, because that's Sensor and you are doing it individually, so he will be able to do that. Barring that, if you have any questions on how to log in, how to register, how to set up your MyLoft?
Chetan, what is happening here is because there are so many requests which have come, so I'm doing batch processing. When I'll actually process the first 10, I will inform you that first 10 are now processed, and likewise, they will start receiving their MyLoft emails in batch of 10, right?
Makes sense, sir. Makes sense.
Okay.
Which is
Please
okay.
continue with your session.
So,
And those who are receiving, they can simply start then putting in their messages that yes, we have received it. Thank you so much.
switch off my video. Yeah. Now, once you
Excuse me, sir.
please.
Sir, some students are not able to join the meeting
We are
through
joining them
their
as
mobile. Could you
okay.
please guide them?
Ma'am, if anyone is joining from mobile, they have to download the MyLoft application
Okay.
and then they will be able to join.
There is some issue with the download system only. Students are saying they are not able to download the Microsoft team.
Ma'am, it is a Google Play application, and as such, they should not be any problem. They have to just tell them that they might need to check their internet connection. If the internet connection it's not working properly, then they would not be obviously they would not be able to download it. That's the only thing that I think can be the reason. Otherwise, ask them to come from the laptop, ma'am. In the browser, they can simply put in this particular.
Yes. Okay, sir.
I think that's the safest option because in the browser, you do not need to install anything. You can just simply, put in this particular link and it'll open up like I think most of the students have joined it.
Yes. Yes. Okay.
Right.
Okay, sir. Okay. Thank you.
Go back. Thank you, ma'am. So we were on this screen. So I'm assuming we have understood the login process. And once you receive an email, I would suggest that before we end this call, we all try it once on logging to MyLoft through MyLoft on SSC Online. Now have a look at the screen, right? It says Research Plus, which talks about word search, find case law by section, find by citation, find by party name and others. Then you have My Library, which says browse this particular thing, browse law reports, browse this or that. Everything's given here. Moving to the links, there's a third option is our external links, external software that we have with us. Right now, we will focus on these two for this session to keep it simple. Now, those of you who have joined in from the mobile phone or the tablets, I understand the screen would be smaller on your phones. However, you have the option to zoom in. So even if I don't zoom in, you can zoom in on your phone, like pinch in, pinch out. You do it on the pictures. Same thing will be happening in the Microsoft Teams app, right? So you can do that. Now, before we jump into the.
Chetan, I confirm that I have sent the MyLoft emails again up to Gaurav Kumar. And we are looking for more requests now, please.
Okay. So members, you heard it. Gaurav, you mentioned that you have not received the email. So if you could just now confirm. Now, while you're confirming, please do use the chat option. I'll proceed with the session. Now, research is one part which we will obviously dive into and talk about how to, find a particular case law and payer acts and other information that is relevant to us. What else is important? See, user interface is important, no doubt about it. But what is also important, what is more important rather, is the database. What all databases do we have in SCC Online? There's a simple way you can go to SCC Online homepage by typing it rightly over here. And I have to log out to show you that particular screen. And you can go through the data coverage all by yourself. That is here. You go to data coverage and then you go to web edition. It'll show you all the information that we have, the databases that we have. We have Supreme Court of India from the inception till date. We have Federal Court Privy Council, that is before independent judgments. We have all the high courts. We have a couple of handpicked judgments of district courts, which were important, which were landmark. Historical courts, like provincial courts before independence, courts which were there that are called historical courts. So those are judgments available over here. Tribunals and commissions, several tribunals like TDSAT, APTEL, PIPO, and all are available over here. List is exhaustive. You can go through it when you have the time, right? I'm giving you a place that you can refer to. Then coming to this Indian statutory law, it says you have a central acts, you have a state acts, you have rules and regulation, you have circulars, notification, instructions. And then it says bills in parliament, constitutional order. So all the central acts, state acts, everything is made available over here and you can see it, right? Then going further, you have your Indian secondary material. That gives you access to not only the Constitution of India that we have seen it earlier, but the Constituent Assembly debate as well. And how does Constituent Assembly debate helps? See, we know about the Constitution of India. The Constitution of India is what we know that the entire Constitution revolves around, right? But in order to understand how this Constitution in India was made, we need to go back and look at the assembly reports, the assembly debates, which lasted for almost like 3 years, close to 3 years. And which was wherein like 300 plus, around approximately 300 members sat down together to decide the fate of our country by listing down what will be legal, what would be considered illegal, and if something is considered illegal, what would be the punishment, what would be the fine, and everything has been discussed. Now, a lot of times, I think I was taking a session a couple of days back, and someone asked about the freedom of speech. Now, the Constitution of India does talk about freedom of speech, but in order to understand what was the intent, to have the better understanding that what is freedom of speech and how and when it crosses the line and becomes defamation or hate speech. Those kind of things will only be able to, we will be able to, do a, bifurcation or a differentiation between the two once you understand the intent of why this particular thing was brought in. So for all those kind of information, you need to go to the Constituent Assembly debates. And I think this is the best time, and I'm glad I'm talking to you while you're in your first year. Why, before you go for the Constitution of India, going away and reading the entire Constitution of India, I would highly suggest you go for the Constituent Assembly debates. Because it's like your base. It will make you understand the things which have not been addressed in the Constitution of India. You'll understand the basis, you will understand the genesis of the Constitution of India, each and every article, each and every point that have been mentioned over there by going through the Constitution debate. And there's a good news. The language of this Constitution Assembly debate is fairly, I think, simpler as compared to the legal language that we know about, that like we have to go through it in the future. Okay. Then we have access to various reports of commission and committees, including the Law Commission report. Then you scroll down further. We have legal articles coming from 62 reputed journals. This includes your Indian and international journals as well. Now, I'm not really sure if you have the Indian database or the Indian plus international. Now, if you have the only Indian database, then this number would, differ. Then 62 will be around, I think, 50 numbers.
Chetan, their subscription is Platinum Plus with Hine Online Platinum.
Perfect. So I think then in that case, you have whatever I'm showing you right now. You have the full package. So you have 60. You get access to all the 62 articles, journals over here, treaties, historical trials, policy document. Then apart from this is only the Indian database by now. By the time what we discuss is just the Indian database. Then you have access to 24 other countries database, including the UK. And I should not be really, saying why UK is important. We all understand that we have inherited the law from them. So their law and our law has a lot of similarities, and we can always refer to them. And this is coming from 1865. The original copy of English reports will also be made available. So if you take a printout, it will actually look like you have gone to the library, you've taken out a journal from the library section and done a photocopy yourself. And this has been done for the entire series of UK law that is coming from ICLR, right? Apart from this, US, West Africa, Bangladesh, all the SAARC countries, all the neighboring countries, judgments are available over here. So you can have a look at it once you have time. Then moving ahead.
Chetan, I think we can quickly jump to the search platform, and because we are already at 11, so we've got another half an hour or 40 minutes to, in fact, share the details with them, please. And I confirm that I've sent it up to Neeraj Kumar and Kavita Kumari. In the chat.
Okay. So members, please confirm we're taking your names if anyone have received it. So Aryan Gaur has finally received the email. So there we go. So similarly, other members will also get it. Now, considering the fact that yes, it's already time and we should get into the research. Let's get into the research. Now there are different options. I'll show you the difference, the major difference between the two, the blue tiles and the red tiles. See, in the blue tiles, you would have to type something to get the result. However, the red tiles, which is called the My Library tiles, you can simply browse the information. Let me give you one example. Let's take browse acts and rules. I click on this. And then it says Central Acts, Constitution of India, Central Notification, State Acts, and other things. Now, if I click on Central Acts, see now I'm not typing anything or I'm not doing anything over here. I'm just clicking and selecting. It says CPC, CRPC, IPC, Evidence Act, Arbitration Conciliation Act, and others. And if you can scroll down further, others are alphabetically arranged, right? Sir, I would need your help in another 5 minutes or so because I'm getting a call from back to back from Karnataka High Court, and their message there's something urgent they want to talk about.
Okay.
So I will just read this.
No problems. Please continue.
Yeah. So if you see this one, now if I click on let's take Contract Act, because I think by now we have gone through that. You click on Contract Act, the entire act opens up over here. You can see this, right? And the good part of this is these are all hyperlinked. You can jump to the particular section as well. But then let's go with the old school method that is scrolling down. Now the entire act is in front of you, right? You can see this. You can copy anything by highlighting any part of this, do a Control-C, Control-V. You can also save it by clicking on this icon on the top right in the red bar by saving. But then what else? You see this blue colored boxes are coming after every like 2 or 3 sentences. It talks about void contract. The contract affected in the absence of one of the trustee by the remaining trustees and others. It says this is a Shanti Vijay and Company versus Fatima Faugia. Citation is given over here. What is this? This means that on the topic of void contract, you'll have so many judgments, but this is one of the important judgments on this topic. So you can start your search with this. And moreover, if I click on this citation, this will open the judgment into a different window. So I can start my search by taking this help from the commentaries that's made available to you. And this has been done for the entire act, like I said earlier. Okay, so this is your browse part. You're not typing anything, you're just selecting and then the information starts pouring in. Going to the next one, that is, let's give you an example of word search. So the browse you have understood, nothing needs to be typed in. In word search, things takes a different, tangent. Over here, you need to type something. Now, should we write the full sentences? No, I would not suggest, I would not recommend you write full sentences. One or two words, the important words of the sentence will get you where get you to your place that you're trying to search for. And to give you a simple example, let's say I'm looking for judgments on, murder. Or now it can be a wife murder. The murder can be with a knife, with a gun, anything on any sort. You don't have to write all the stories or sentence. Just write the word murder and start search. Now, till here, there's a difference, right? You have to type over here in the browser, you have to searching. But then the moment you search, you type a particular word, you get into the browse part here as well. You see this? The options are coming over here. The digest notes with the head notes of the judgments. We'll talk about this later in the examples. Judgments from Supreme Court, Federal Court, Privy Council, High Court, District Court, all the cases, foreign cases and all have been searched. Acts and statutes, bills in Parliament, rules, all those things that we just discussed out before getting into the session on the data cover sheet, everything has been searched together. And not only this, I can select a specific code or a specific area of my choice. Let's say I want to see judgments on Supreme Court of India. I can click on only. Now, once I do only, it will give me the results only from Supreme Court of India judgments over here on the topic murder. And not only that, I can click on the sort by option. I can see the latest judgment as well on the topic murder from Supreme Court of India. And there we have it. 26th of June, couple of days back, judgment from Supreme Court of India coming on murder as available in front of you. Right. So this is a major difference between the browse and all. Sansar, can I seek 5 or 10 minutes from your time?
But here the challenge is I'm doing both the things together. Is Ashish there? Is Ashish part of the session?
Ashish was there, but I think Ashish just. I will wait a sec. I will request another member to join in. My apologies to everyone. There's a webinar that we have tomorrow with Karnataka High Court, and there is something that I've been getting a call, back-to-back calls from them, and I just wanted to check with them if everything is all right or not. Mohit, yes. Are you on this call?
Yes.
Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm here, sir.
Mohit, I have something urgent I need to push for, and I'll be back in 10 minutes.
Mohit, just take the control for maybe about 10-15 minutes. By that time, Chetan will have the clarification from the High Court and will probably come back. Okay?
Sure.
Please continue.
Mohit, we have done, you can start from the search, and that will start with the search, 1 or 2 examples, then move to the next one. And in the meantime, I'll just come back. Okay, yeah? Sir. You can share your screen. Okay. It always pays to have a good team members. Thank you, Mohit. Thank you for giving me this time. I'll just be back. Yeah.
Sure. Okay. Thank you.
Mohit, you're too soft actually. I think if you can just can you say something, I'll just check if I can hear you or not.
Yeah, absolutely. I hope you can hear me.
Yeah, we can hear you now.
All right.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, please could you start the session from the login process?
All right. Sure, ma'am.
Yes, please.
Ma'am, we can do that.
Mohit.
Yes, sir.
I think since members probably, I think they were having some issues in understanding how to log in. So MyLog procedure has to be briefed once again. Most of them may have received the mails. Those who have not yet received, they will be receiving in a couple of minutes because I've already sent to about 30 of them. And as you can see, the messages are pouring in, received it. So some of them have already received it. Those who have not yet received, they can simply post their messages once again. 2 things are required. Those who have not received, only now they are supposed to actually send the messages that we have not received, name and email ID. Only 2 things are required. Thank you so much.
All right.
Students, just a minute, sir, please. Students, please concentrate on the session. It is again, sir will tell you how to log in the SSC online. Please concentrate.
Sure, ma'am. Thank you. So students, in order to log into the SCC online, the very first email which you need is from noreply@myloft.xyz. As Mr. Sanjay sir has already told you that in order to get this email, you need an invitation. If you not have received this invitation like this, please in the chat box, leave your email address and your full name so that we can give you the invitation. Now, once you have received this email, you can find it in the junk or spam folder as well. Please click on set password button over here. You click on that and it will open up a new window, a new tab through which you will be able to set your own password in the MyLoft. I've already done that. So I'm now going to click upon sign in. I click on sign in. Let me just log out from my previous session. And all this procedure, I recommend all this procedure needs to be done from a Chrome browser or from any Mozilla Firefox browser. Now, once you are in the MyLoft account, you have already set up your email ID and your password. Then you need to click on the institution name. Mr. Sanjay sir, shall we use SCC Online for this institute?
Yes, SCC Online.
All right. So what we are going to type over here is SCC Online. There you go. And you'll get a pop-up over here. Click on continue. And then the MyLoft will ask for your email ID and the password. Email ID on which you have received the invitation and the password which you have just created. Click on the sign in button and you'll be in the MyLoft portal. Just for the first time, the MyLoft will ask you to add an extension. So let me just remove the extension real quick from my browser and I can show you how it looks like. Just a second. Let me reload the screen again. Okay, this is how it looks like. If you do not add the extension, then the MyLoft procedure will not work. So right now I'm going to add the extension. So I click on the add extension over here. It will take me to the Chrome web store. I hope all the students are well versed with this kind of technology. So we click on add to Brave. We click on add extension and this extension will be added in my Google Chrome. After adding this extension, what you need to do is there will be a pop-up or there will be an icon on your extension bar. You click on the MyLoft and again, the MyLoft portal will be opened up. Please remember students that in order to use SCC Online, you have to go via MyLoft. Once you're in the MyLoft, you click on e-resources from the left-hand side. You click on databases and there you go. You have SCC Online right over there. So again, I'll repeat my statement that you do not need to type in the scconline.com in the URL. You have to go to MyLoft and there you can click on the SCC Online. And this is how simple it is. You have reached to the SCC Online website and now the login process of SCC Online is even way more simpler. You click on the login button and you'll see IP login over here. If you do not see this IP login, that something may have gone wrong in the MyLoft procedure. You need to redo your steps till the time you see this IP login. It is a fail-safe check. Once you see this IP login, for the first time use or for the users who have registered themselves for the first time, please click on register here. You put in your login ID, that is your campus email ID. So I'm just putting in my random email ID over here, your full name and register and login. I have already registered with this email ID. That is why it is showing login ID already exists. But in your scenario, for the first time, I believe you're going to get in the software. Once you have registered yourself for the later purposes, you can simply put in your login ID and you can click on login now. So this is how the whole login process works. I hope this meeting is being recorded so that any of the students who have missed it, the login process can obviously see it from the recording. Now, moving ahead, Sanjay sir, would just like to confirm from your side that have we touched any of these ties yet in the dashboard? All right. So students
Please
basically
with the main search.
All right, sir. So as you can see, students, we have these different search bars, search styles available in the blue and the red colors. Our main purpose of today's training is to give you enough search methods so that you can minimize your time and maximize the output of finding relevant documents according to the case laws which you want to find. Now, whenever you wanted to do some research upon SCC Online, my favorite ties are the Research Plus ties, which consist of the word search, find case law by section, find by citation, and many other ties. Word search is the most powerful yet very important tile of SCC Online and it is a global search of SCC. We have around 4.4 million documents in our databases. And if you type any word over here, it will search in the whole database of SCC. Now, please keep in mind, whenever you're framing your query, you need to put in only the main important word of the query. What I mean by that is, let me frame a query for you. So for example, I wanted to find latest case laws or latest cases on defamation from Supreme Court of India, right? Now, how can I figure it out what's important and what's not important? That's the first question. Students, basically, we are very fond of researching, or we are very fond of getting the documents from free sources such as Google and any other websites. Whenever we would like to do a research or just a manual search over there, we have to put in each and every parameter and each and every condition over there. In this SCC Online, you do not need to mention each and every word which you're looking for. So for an example, latest oldest cases need not to be mentioned in the query. Similarly, from which court of India you're looking for, you need not to mention that as well. So all these parameters can be avoided and only the main topic of the query can be selected. And in my scenario, all of you have already guessed that this is the main word of the query, that is defamation. Now I will filter down my query. I will remove the rest of the part and I'll only stick with this main word. There you go, defamation, and I click on the search bar. My whole database will be searched according to those documents in which defamation word has occurred. Now, as you can see, this output screen has come in my way, in which the screen has been divided into 3 different columns. The first one is on the left hand side, this one. Then we have the middle column, and therefore we have the rightmost column. Now it is very easy to interact with this particular screen, as whenever you would like to see any document, just click on the category first, then in the middle column, and then thereby that document will appear in the rightmost column. So in our scenario, we were looking forward for the judgments. So we'll go into the judgment category. We have Supreme Court, Privy Council, High Courts, and every other category available over here. We can simply click on Supreme Court only. Once we do that, only Supreme Court judgments will fall in the middle column. You have already observed that we have this J icon and number 2 icon. J icon represents that you are looking at a full text judgment. And number 2 represents that how many judges were there in the quorum. Our query, or we can say our research, is still not completed because we have to sort the data as well. This date of decision is not we were looking for. This is 1985. Second one is 2015. Third one is 2016. No, we wanted the latest one, right? So just like you are doing this practice from a long time on e-commerce websites and other websites, you have this sort by option again over here. You click on it and you have chronological oldest first, latest first, quorum smallest, quorum largest. You click on chronological latest first. All the data will be sorted according to your preference. Again, this is the latest judgment coming from 3rd of July, 3rd of June, Vinod Dua versus Union of India. And this is a full text judgment which you can read. The judgment of the court was delivered by Justice Lalit sir. Now, in order to copy anything from a judgment, it's very easy. You just hover your mouse, highlight the content, and you can copy anything. Also, if you wanted to save a judgment, you can simply go in the save icon and can save the judgment in the PDF format. You can email the judgment, you can take the printout of a judgment, and you only wanted to copy the citations and the party name, click on this button. It will copy the citation as well as the party name. Now keep in mind that this copying method does not work for each and every judgment. What I mean by that is, if the judgment contains the head note, the summary, which has been made by the editors of Eastern Book Company, then the copying process is a bit different. As you can see on my screen, this judgment is as similar as the raw judgment coming from Supreme Court of India, right? You have the party name, you have in the Supreme Court of India, and this is where the judgment starts. What we do in SCC Online, we also make the head notes right before the judgment so that it can be very easy to read, and in the concise format, you get the whole summary of the judgment. Let me show you that as well. So this is, since it's a very latest judgment, the head notes are in the process. Let me pull up any old judgment in which we can also see the head notes. So I'm just going back to the old judgment. This is 1985. Again, this is the citation. This is the party name. And rather than you seeing the judgment text, what you're seeing over here is the head note portion coming from editors of Eastern Book Company. In this head note portion, what they are trying to portray over here is they are trying to fit in all the main important law points which were discussed in the judgment and all the acts and sections as well. As I can see in the first line, I can get the idea that in this judgment, CPC Order 22, Rules 1, 3, and 11 were discussed. Death of sole plaintiff appellant during pendency of his appeal in defamation suit. All right, so this has been discussed. If I scroll down, I can get to see that where we have taken this extract held, and this is from where we have taken this extract from the judgment, right? And from para number 3, para number 6, and para number 9, you can get this information from. If you wanted to look by yourself, please scroll down. The judgment of the court was delivered by, and this is where you can read the whole judgment. Now the main process is, or the main question was, how can we copy anything if the head notes are present? So if the head notes are present, the copying method is very easy. You need to locate these small clipboard icon. You can single click on the clipboard. There you go. Single click on the second one as well, or how many clipboard you wanted to select. Third one as well. And click on this button that is called Smart Copy. Once you click on that, all the information which you wanted to highlight will be populated in a new window, and through which you will be able to copy and can send its email to any one of your colleagues. So this is how simple it is. In order to search on SCC Online, please just figure it out that what's the important keyword in your query, right? Let me go back to the dashboard and let us search one more time with some more keywords in it. So we are going back to the dashboard by clicking on this icon. And there you go, word search one more time. Now this time, rather than just taking one word query, let us take some query in which multiple keywords can be used. So for an example, my only query is that in the family law cases, how much minimum interim maintenance can be given to a woman or a wife? That's the question. Now, I cannot simply ask a question from the software. I need to formulate a query in such a way that it can be understood by the software as well as can give the most or the maximum output. See, students, in this SCC Online, we are just not trying to locate one judgment. We are trying to locate some similar type of judgments which talks on the same ground as we wanted to search for. And from there, we can select by reading the head notes or by reading the judgment that what's relevant for me for this case, right? So first of all, please formulate your query. Please pick in the words of what you think that these are the important words. So in my query, I think like family law, interim maintenance, and wife are the most important words in my query. I've already jotted down this query. I've already filtered down this query to the bare minimum words. Now, either you can go by this, you can click on the search bar, or there is an alternate way. You already know the basic search. Let me show you the alternate way around. The alternate way is, first of all, you take care of the principal query, or we can say the principal keyword of the query. The first and the main word of the query is family law. In your scenario, it can be Hindu Adoption and Maintenance Act Section 18. So it differs from a person to person. In the family law, I can search it like this, but keep in mind, family and law are two individual words and we wanted them to be searched as a phrase. Now, what I'm going to show you is an international practice. You can do it on YouTube, you can do it on Google, you can do it anywhere. This is very useful whenever you're researching. Please use double inverted commas at the starting and at the end of the keywords, just like I have done it over here. Now, what this means is this tells the software or the search engine that we are not searching for two individual words. We are searching for one legal phrase. It can be used for other legal phrases as well, just like dowry death, res judicata, locus standi, double murder, and many other legal phrases which you know of. So now I have done my query formulation. I will click on the search bar and all the documents will be searched for a phrase that is called family law. There you go. 3000.
I'm back. And just a request, I think you can finish this thing because now my time बहुत कम है इनके लिए.
Oh, okay.
We started a bit late. So if you can just wrap this up and then move to the next one, I'll take it from there.
Sure, sir. Okay.
For the benefit of everyone, I'd like to say one thing, that we have sent multiple times to all those members who had mentioned that they have not received. It seems some of the members are not checking their spam folder or junk folder. Please check spam folder or junk folder, or maybe alternatively, you can simply search myloft.xyz. I'm sure you will find some kind of email already available in your email box that you have shared with us. In case the email is not correctly shared, then there may be some issue, because whatever you have typed, we are simply trying to resend the email on those IDs. Please make sure that the IDs that you have shared with us are correct. In case these are not correct, no one can help. So please confirm if most of you have already received, and those who have not yet received, please write separately. Maybe another email ID which you are also using, which you have not given earlier. So we may be able to help you with the other email ID that you are using. Okay, thank you so much.
All right. Thank you, Sanjay sir. Let us finish this example, students. We were looking for family law cases in which what should be the minimum interim maintenance given to a wife. So family law has been searched, and the rest of the keywords can be searched in the search within search result on the top left. Now we have already guessed that we are going to put in my second keyword, that is interim maintenance. Here you go, double inverted commas. I've already told you what's the procedure of and why we use the double inverted commas. And now the third word comes in play, that is wife. In your scenario, it can be different as well. As you can see, what I'm trying to show you is that whenever you're researching by this method, that is called search within search method, you are basically filtering down the query to the most relevant results. Now, as you can see, in the principal search, we have got around 4,000 results. But then when we have searched for the second keyword, within the bracket of 4,000, we've got some more precise results. And drilling down further, we've got some 280 results. By this method, you can do up to 6 steps, right? You go in the judgment section, you get some Supreme Court judgments, 21. And from there, just by reading the head notes or the summary part, you can get the idea of what judgment or which judgment is relevant for your case. Yes, this particular method works really well when you have multiple keywords. So yes, over to you, Mr. Chetan sir, if you wanted to show something extra.
Yeah. So I don't know what all have been covered. I was not on this.
Sir, till now, word search, single word, and the search within search has been covered.
So I think what we'll do is we'll move to the next one and then come back to word search in some time, because I think the lot has been already been discussed on the word search. So we'll move ahead. We had done some bit of browse before Mohit you
Chetan,
came in.
We've got the call from the authorities that you can still continue for another 15-20 minutes or half an hour.
Oh, so thank you for that. So what we'll do is we'll quickly move to the next words.
So we can continue till 12 afternoon.
So I think we'll come back to word search because we have done a lot of searches over there. There's a lot that we can, I think another half an hour can only go to word search. We will keep it aside. We've understood the basics of it. We'll come to the intermediate level once we're done with other searches. Mohit, could you please click on words and phrases now? Now let's come to this one. Now, what does words and phrases mean? Now we've done the search on word search, which is about topic, and wherever that word is occurring, it'll give you the results. The words and phrases, like the word suggests, it will give you the meaning of a particular word or a phrase. Now let's have this word. Mohit, could you write res judicator? Yes. Now what's going to happen is going to give you the definition of the word res judicator. And now this definition is coming from various different sources. It can be from a Bayer Act, any judgment, or a legal dictionary that we have uploaded over here, which we have getting the information from. That is the Wharton Dictionary of Law. Now if you can see, Mohit is highlighting Ramji Gupta versus Gopikrishnan Agarwal case. That's been the first definition is coming from this case. The second definition is also coming from from a particular case itself. And the third one, it says Queen's Bench judgment. That means this particular third definition that says a point already decided by authority and other things has been taken from this particular case of Cole versus Langford. And the citation is given there. But in the bracket, in the subsequent bracket, it says what. That means though this definition, yes, was discussed in this particular case, but it was taken from the dictionary, the legal dictionary of law, that is Wharton Dictionary of Law, and that's why it says what over there. So similarly, you can search for any particular legal word and it'll give you the meaning of it. And this also applies to legal maxims. Okay. Mohit, could we just go back to the dashboards? We talked about the word search. Let's go to the find by topic. Something similar what we had discussed in word search will be applied over here. Now we realize that in word search, you are typing anything and everything. Mohit was giving you examples, and he was giving example of various different things about family law and everything. Now he was writing more parts, main important words from a sentence. Right. That's what word search is all about. Find by topic it works on something similar principle of searching for a particular word and searching it everywhere, but is restricted to only finding in the list of topics. Now, what you can see over here, it says accounts, acquisitions, administrative law, advocates, armed forces, arbitration. These are all principal topics. Now, if you click on any of this principal topic, plus sign of which is before the principal topic, it'll open the subtopics under that. So you can see under arbitration, it says arbitrator, arbitration clause, arbitration agreement, and other things. Now, if you click on any of this, it will give you judgments wherever that particular word is being discussed. Right. So it ends up onto the working in the same way like word search, but it is more, guided than you typing a particular word. You have to select a particular word. Yeah. Mohit, could you just write a word over there on the top? Let's write legitimate expectations. Spelling would be GI. And stuff. So just write estimate, it will be good enough. Okay, search for it otherwise. And I have no idea where this comes in. So it says the legitimate word comes into three principal topics: administrative law, doctrine and maxims, and service law. Now, why there are three topics? See, any manual, any topic guide would only have one topic discussed under one main topic. Well, why are we having three different topics, administrative law, doctrine and maxim, and service law, is because this is not one topic guide. This is not one manual. This is an amalgamation of several other manuals. And in some manuals, what they do is that legitimate expectation is categorized under the heading of administrative law. In some, it is, categorized under service law. So just to have a better understanding for you, to have a better understanding of the topic, how this topic, comes under which principal heading, we are given this bifurcation. And why I'm saying this is only a bifurcation, it does not really, it doesn't really impact your search. See, irrespective, you click on legitimate expectation, which is coming under administrative law, or click under legitimate expectation under service law, you will get the same exact results. Let's have a let's click on one of this, Mohit. And now, if you see at the bottom, it says search everywhere. Mohit, can you, would it be possible for you to zoom in a bit over there? There we go. Search everywhere, search in digest notes, and search in headings. So let's go with the corner first, the right side corner that says search in headings. Can you click on the question mark, Mohit, next to the search in heading? It says allow user to search the selected topic or statute with a particular heading within the digest classification system. Supreme Court only. Ideal for precise, meaningful search, digest notes, and the classification and this and that. In simple words, it says example searching by selecting the natural justice subheading under the administrative law. Main heading will result in only those ruling under where natural justice has been discussed as an element of administrative law. Now, if you want to ensure that legitimate expectation that you want to see, it should only come under service law or should only come under administrative law. You want to be specific about it. You want the system to follow the hierarchy. Then you click on the legitimate expectation under service law. And then if you click on Mohit, if you can click on the search in headings. Then don't do the search. Don't do the search. It will search. This will follow the hierarchy. OK. The next thing is search in digest notes. Now what a search in digest note means that it will give you the this legitimate expectation, irrespective it's coming under administrative law or coming under service law. So give you a better, vast results. But this will only give you results from Supreme Court of India and only the head notes of Supreme Court of India judgments, not anything else. Okay, I would suggest this over any other, other remaining two options, because this will give you the head notes which are precise information on the topic that you're searching for. Okay, so let's have a look at this, Mohit. Can you do a start search?
Sorry, Chetan. Now I'm going to another session. So I think most of them have already given the confirmation that they have received it. So I'll request your permission to migrate to another session. Thank you.
Sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. So any one of you have not received it, please, just check here, just wait for some time and you will be able to receive it. If you're not, just let me know in the email. I will make a note of that ID and then do it after the session. Yeah. Okay, now if you see the results are on 308, and Mohit, if you can click on the digest notes once. It says coming from Supreme Court. So Supreme Court 308 result. Now let's see how this really works. Now have a look. It says the first judgment is coming from Navjyoti Corporation Group Housing Society. And the text of this particular head note is coming over here. It says legitimate expectation, applicability of doctrine. Please scroll down, Mohit. Third column. And this ends over here. It says this is a party name and also. Now this is one case you read about it. Do you think, okay, this is not relevant to me? Mohit, can you go to the next one? Second entry. Now this is a different case. Kerala State Beverages. And it's a procedural legitimate expectation. And then it says para 16 to 25. Please scroll down further, Mohit. What is para 16 to 25? This means that this particular paragraph that you just read, it was a brief of para 16 to 25. Mohit, please scroll down further. It says para 16 to para 18, para 17. So you can see all this. So if while you're reading this, if any of the paragraph makes sense, you can simply go to the judgment and read that particular paragraph. Now, if you notice, in less than 1 minute, you have gone through 2 judgments. This is the fastest ever you would have done the search. And now, in considering that, let's say the second one, third one is not relevant to me. Mohit, I'm only looking for legitimate expectation in respect to service law. Could you please scroll the second column? So it's all administrative law. Let's see if you can find the service law. It'll come really, really far. Yes, so there we have it. So Mohit is showing you service law. So now this is a judgment from service law in respect to legitimate expectation. How could we find it? By looking at the center column. It says administrative law, service law, Constitution of India. So I know what is the principal topic. And now, Mohit, if you can take us to the last end of this this document on the yes. And now let's suppose after reading this entire head note, I want to see the full judgment. Just click on the citation. And this will open the full judgment into a different window. So you're reading a brief. After reading a brief, you can have an idea that is it relevant to you or not. If it's relevant to you, you can simply click on the citation and you're good to go. And they have the full judgment on the screen. Okay, let's close this. Mohit, if you can quickly go back to the dashboard and go for topic guide and legitimate expectation in, and now this time go for find everywhere. Yes, I think Mohit, you have selected for you have selected service law. So it's not that you can only select the subtopic, you can select the principal topic as well. Like in the previous example, Mohit did. Mohit selected for the principal topic. Service law should have given me results only for service law, not for legitimate expectation. That's why we had requested Mr. Mohit Singh to rerun the search. And now Mohit search everywhere. So Mohit says that this time I'll go for administrative law to show you that the similar results will follow. But now because you have searched for everywhere it is giving me more results. It's giving me judgments, bills, and everything. But now, Mohit, if you can help us look at the digest notes and Supreme Court have digest notes, it should be 308. 308 it is, right? So that's the primarily difference. It'll give you only the head notes of Supreme Court, the previous search, that is digest note search. This one will give you searches for everywhere. So depending on what you're looking for, you can select that. Mohit, let's go back and let's get to the next search. We just have around last 10, 15 minutes. So let's go for the find by party name. As the name suggests, you're searching with the help of party name. Now over here, you can select your code. Now, in case there is any doubt, any ambiguity, any dilemma around it that this case belongs to the High Court or Supreme Court, don't have to worry about it. Just click on the first entry, that is all jurisdiction. Okay, so it'll search for the name that you're going to type in the next tab in all the courts together, including the international courts. Mohit, just try. Let's take the name of. Let's take the case of SP Gupta. And start search. So it says 195 results. Okay. Now, Mohit, I remember this party name. The other party name was Union of India. So could you just write Union anywhere? And start search now. Now we're getting more specific. So from 100 something, we got to 8 results. I'm looking for 1981 judgment. So I think this is the 5th judgment on the list. There we have it. You can click on the go or double click on it. It'll open the full judgment. Now we've been talking about the digest note. We saw the idea of how the digest note works. But then the second thing comes in, that how does it really work? So this example will help you understand that. In the starting, I had mentioned to Aryan, Mr. Aryan Gaur, that if you want to see the authority check, there's an option over here. So I'll answer that. I also mentioned that there's an option of to see the overrule judgment. I'll also address that in the same example. In this same example. Now, first thing first, if you see the first column, it says judgment is 1, digest notes are 52. Now, what is this supposed to mean? This means that there's one judgment and there are 52 different points of law which were discussed. And now some of you would understand this. Some of you would take some time to understand this differentiation. See, a judgment, whenever you look at a judgment, you always have a label on a judgment. This case is a dowry case. This is a murder case. This is a terrorist attack case. This is, this is rights case and others. But when you jump into that, the case is not talking about only the point that you just labeled with. There are other factors as well which plays an important role. Now, if you're looking for cases of murder, now murder would not be like someone just came in and just shot the person down. No, murder might have other aspects as well, like the person was stalking that person for the longest time, right? So stalking point would also come in. Then the person bought a local gun from UP and use it. So illegal possession of arms and ammunition, right? Then he kidnapped the person. So kidnapping element would come in. Then mental harassment might come in. Then killing it, then removing the evidence, then tampering the evidence and other things. So when you look at the case from the top, it's one murder. When you get into it, there are different points. Now those different points are the points that you're calling as digest notes. Now we see the second column. It says J7. J means the full judgment, and 7 means the number of judges who are part of this bench or quorum. And the second entry, it says D7. 7, we already know what 7 means. D means it's a digest note. Now it says administrative institution, circulars, orders and all, natural justice, journal principles for interpretation and all stuff. So these are all different points of law which were discussed in this case. Mohit, could you please scroll down further? The center column. So it says high official involved, rules of natural justice excluded. Okay. And let's see what else has been discussed. So Mohit is going down. Let's see. Let's take any of this. It says absence of precedent should. Okay. So it says, let's take something more interesting, affidavit, natural justice and judicial constitution. Let's take the 21st point, Mohit. So it says mandamus cannot be issued for fixing strength of judges in a high court. Scope of president's power under. Now, Justice Bhagwati's opinion on this point of view is given over here. Justice Tuzlapurkar view is given over here, and others, right? So what we're doing over here is judge's wise opinion on a topic, on a particular on a particular head note, on a particular law point, has been brought all under one tab. That is under this particular heading. So you're getting to see 7 judges' opinion on this point of law, if there were 7 opinions, if they were. But I think in this case, the only 5 judges had, spoken on this point. So only 5 judges' opinion is given over here. So that's one. Now, if you see the 22nd entry, it says D7 and the red exclamation mark. Now, this is the way you know that this point has been overruled. Whenever you see the red exclamation mark, this means that this point has been overruled. Mohit, can you please scroll down to the end of the 3rd column? And it says overruled in Skora versus Union of India. So I know it. But then, Mohit, can you take us to the full judgment on the top? Now, this is the full judgment which will load up over here. This is a pretty long judgment. I think running into 800 some pages. Now, if you see over here, it says partly overruled in Skora versus Union of India. So we don't type it in all judgment, but this one we have typed it. So do not rely only on this statement on the top. But then it says, before Justice Bhagwati, Justice Gupta, Justice Fazal Ali, and other members, and everyone's name is in bold. This simply means whenever anyone's name is in bold, he or she has authored the judgment. So out of this entire members, all the members, all the bench members of 7 judges, everyone has authored the judgment because that's why everyone's name is in bold. Now, the good part of this is that if I want to see a particular judge's judgment, read what he wrote, I can click on his name. Mohit, can you randomly just click on one judge's name, Justice Bhagwati? Okay. So you see Justice Bhagwati judgment comes rightly over here. And Mohit, I believe you have done the smart copy option.
Yes, already.
Okay. So we'll skip that part. And then you click on the name again, you'll jump to the top of the judgment one more time. So this way you can jump into different judges' judgment over here. Now, have we talked about the true printout, Mohit?
No, sir, not yet.
Okay. So I spoken in the starting that we have a UK judgment which has a exactly photocopy of the journals. The same has been applied. The same option is available in Supreme Court and other high courts as well. So if you take a printout option, Mohit, if you can go to the printout. In the print option, there are 2 options, true print and a non-true print. Let's click on true print. Non-true print is just an internet printout, how you see the judgment on the internet right now on the web page. It'll give you the copy of that. But the true printout, on the other hand, is the exact photocopy of how it was published in the law report. So though you cannot go to the library, but you'll be able to access everything, how the things were kept in the library in the physical format. And you'll see it over here. There we have it. The first page of the document, the second and other pages, depending on how many pages Mohit had asked for. Okay. Mohit, let's go back. So this is a true printout. You can take the printout as many as you want. There's no restriction for that. Now coming to the point, how can I see the overruled point? We saw one. We can scroll down and then we could see that red exclamation mark. But that will take a lot of time. What I'm going to do is, and guys, this is a small suggestion to all the members. That is, from going onwards, like from now onwards, starting today, whenever you open a judgment with the help of citation or a party name, open the judgment like this and come to the sub search, which is under the logo of SEC, and just write the word overruled. This should be your first search. What will happen is if anything is overruled in this judgment, it will simply filter it out and give you only the law points which have been overruled. And there you have it. From 53 numbers, we're down to 5. And out of 5, only 3 have the red exclamation mark. That means only these 3 points of law has been overruled. The other 49 points are still a good law. Okay. And now if you scroll down to the last, it will tell you exactly where, in which case this case was being overruled as well. So this is the first thing you should do. Figure it out which law point has been overruled, which is not. Don't say that the judgment is overruled. Okay, that's not the right way to say it. Okay. Now, coming to the next part, how can I see authority check on that? How can I do authority check on it? Where all this case was relied on. Mohit, you take your cursor to that particular icon, case reference. There we have. There's a small case reference icon over here. One click on this. And that's about it. You have all the judgments wherein this SP Gupta case was being cited, and that is available right in front of you, as you can see it. Mohit can also show us treatment, how it was treated. So it says state of UP and Raj Narayan versus SP Gupta and all. These all cases were referred to. So this is a simple way you can see it was it referred, was it relied on, was it distinguished, was it cited? All that treatment would be given to you. If you can see, this one has discussed, and the other one it has relied on. Okay. Mohit, let's move to the next two searches, and I think we'll open the question answer after that. Find by citation. Now we have done the major part, so it'll just take not much time. Find by citation is very simple. Mohit?
Yeah, sure. Sorry, sir. It was lagging a bit.
Good problem. Yeah. Find by citation. So in this, you have a citation of SCC, AIR, Indian Appeals, DRJ, DLT, Maharashtra Law Times, whatever you have it. You can select the journal from the drop down, or you can type it as well. Mohit, can you take AIR for the reference? There we go. AIR. Let's take AIR Supreme Court. Let's take 2019, volume 1. Sorry, page 1. And start search. Mohit, have we tied up with the AIR? Will we be giving the AIR printout to them?
No, sir, not yet.
So we have not tied up with AIR. So how come we have this judgment coming from the AIR? So what we have done is, Mohit, can you click on the head note? We are giving you equivalent citations. So irrespective of the fact you have SCC citation, SCC online, AIR, AIC, Cuttack Law Times, Criminal Law Journal, any of the citation, you'll be able to get the judgment from that. So you're not restricting you. Though we have not have a tie-up with them, judgment would be of SCC, but citation can help you reach out over here. Okay. Simple search. Mohit, let's go back to the next search. Dashboards. Find case law section. There are two ways to find judgments on a particular section. One is this. So let's search for Contract Act. Don't write the word Indian, like Indian Contract Act, Indian Penal Code and all. Just write the second word. Remove the word Indian. Okay. And let's take most common section of it, section 17. Double click on this. Yep, and go. Sorry. And within no time, you'll get the judgments on Contract Act section 17 in front of you. That's the simplest way to find judgments on a particular section. Also, Mohit, can you now go back to the word search? You can do the similar search in the word search as well. How can you do that? Mohit, could you just let's take the same one, Contract Act. Now Mohit has talked about that we have to put double quotes, so we'll put double quotes. Contract Act में double quotes डाल देंगे हम लोग because that's one word for us. We can write section 17 or we can just write 17. Either way, it will make give you the results. Now starting the search. If I do a start search right now, what will happen? Contract Act section 17 will give the results to me wherever the two words are coming, but there's no guarantee that these two words will come near to each other. I want these two words to appear near to each other. That's when it'll make sense. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to type the word near in between in capitals. Now, what does near mean? This will find these two words within 10 words. Mohit, can you show why 10 words I'm saying it? It says near means 10 words. I can reduce it, Mohit. I can make it to 5 probably. and start search. Boolean has to be selected, so it's already selected, and start search. You'll get the results of contract at 6070. This way, you can also search for order numbers. You know, let's say you're looking for CPC order 39 rule 1. You can search for that, right? And we'll just go back to word search if you've shown that already. And this, let's take CPC. I can write CPC. I can write civil, whatever comes to my CPC near 39 near 1. So what I'm talking about, CPC order 39 rule 1, right? Start search. Mohit, just increase it in you. Okay, take. You might have should have increased it to more than 5, but let's see that. Now you'll get the results of a particular section, a particular act, order number, rule number appearing over here once it loads up. And there you have it. CPC order 9, order 39, rule 1 coming over here. So we'll stop over here. We'll stop right over here and we take questions because we don't want to, misuse the leverage that has been given by the authorities to us and, push it too far. Let's have the questions. If we don't have any question, then I might as well, share one more feature. Mohit, I'm not doing a compendium feature right now because this is the first year student. So let them have some time, and the next session we will do that. Okay. We also have this, help center. So you can go to question mark. Mohit, can you go back and go do it slowly one more time? You can go to this question mark and then click on view user manual. And by clicking on view user manual, this will open up over here. Whatever that we learned today, you want to search for anything on this. Let's say near feature. You click on near. Again, the same thing. Do not type sentences over here. Just write the main word. So near, the near manual comes over here. You talk about copy, it'll tell you how to copy. It'll talk about print, it'll tell you about print. So all that thing is available over here itself. Yeah. Let's have some questions. Any doubts that you might have? So Isha and Amisha, I have your emails. Does that mean that you have not received the email?
So I have received it. I also texted.
Okay. Achha. And Isha? Okay. Okay. Oh, there's a lot of chats now already. Okay.
Sir, even I have received the mail.
Okay. So I believe, you know what, everyone will receive it because sometimes it's a server issue that it's taking time. If your email ID is correct, you will receive it. There is no way you will not receive it. Okay. But what we're going to do is we're going to give you some more time because I think now members are saying that they have started receiving it, even though members were saying that they have not received it. So right, like Chandan has saying that he's still not received it. Chandan, what I'm going to do is I'm going to write my email address for your reference. That is learning@scconline.com. Okay.
Sir, I received it. Sir,
You receive it. See, so that's what I'm saying. Like members will receive it, So that's why I'm not going to go with this list that has been given to us right now on the screen. I've been chat. What I'm going to do is I've shared my email address that is learning@scconline.com. And now give it like a couple, like 1 or 2 hours. If by the lunchtime or around 2:30, 3 o'clock, you do not receive any of the email that I just sent it to you, send an email on that. Okay. With the same thing, your name, your email address, mention that and send it to me saying that this is that. And I would highly appreciate what you can do is if you have an alternate email address that you can give it to us, we will be able to send it on both the IDs to see if there's there's no problem with that ID that you have sent it to us. Okay, but please do check on the spam and the junk folder because that is where sometimes this thing lands up into. Lavanya, I understand that you have not received and you checked all your spam folders. But I think like we've been hearing a lot of other members, like Isha was saying a couple of minutes back that she had not received it, but now I just got a message that she had received it. So it's a server thing. It might be a bit delayed. So that's what I'm saying. Let's give it a 2 hours, 2.5 hours. We'll be able to, get that information. If not, 2.5 hours is a upper limit. If you still haven't received it, write to me on the email address that I just shared in the chat, and mention an alternate address if you have any, just to ensure that there's no problem with the ID that you are given to us in the first place. Yeah. Let's have some questions around this in terms of research. If you have any questions. There's still a lot of things that we would love to cover, but I think we have spent a lot of time today on MyLoft, and our major energies went over there, and which was, I think, needed as well. So the next time we will come back for a similar session, we'll talk about a lot of other things. I'm sure Mohit would be itching to show so many features that he thinks should be shown to the first years and to all the senior students as well. But I have requested Mohit not to show those features. Yes, Amisha, please go ahead.
So actually I created and logged in into my account. However, the page is asking for some kind of extension.
Yes, so like I said, so just click on add extension once.
Yes, sir, I tried, but nothing else is happening there.
Okay, so let's do one thing. Amisha, can you share your screen once with us?
Okay, let me try. I don't know how to use this app.
No worries. Are you on the mobile phone or on the laptop?
So I'm using through my tablet right now.
Through your tablet. And is it like a window tablet or an iPad?
I guess she can use the application, sir.
Yeah, I'm just trying to understand what she's using. Benisha,
I'm not using the application, sir.
You're not using the application, I understand, but the tablet is a window tablet or you have an iPad?
So it is Android. So it is a regular tablet, not a window.
So it's an Android. Okay.
Yeah, Android.
So I think in that case, you need to go to Google Play Store.
Okay.
And download the MyLoft application from there.
Okay, so.
For any Android users, you need to go and let me show it to you quickly. Let me log in through my mobile phone to this meeting, and I'll show it to you.
Sir, I've shown them how they can go to the store.
No, yes, but I'll just show them how to, go through how to log in from the mobile. So I'm gonna show quickly. I'm gonna share my screen. Just give me a moment. So share my screen. So I hope you guys can see my screen now. Wait a sec. Mohit, is my screen visible? My phone.
So, yeah, visible, but no, visible, but yeah.
What does it show?
Yeah, okay. Now it's visible. Yes.
It's visible. Great. So, see if you are opening. So, Mohit has already shown you the MyLoft app. So this is my MyLoft app. I click on this MyLoft. It's already here. I put in my institute name. I say SCC Online. There we go. I put in my email address. That is my official ID. Yeah. And then I put in my password. And then say sign in. Okay. So I'm logged in. Now after logging in, the same thing comes over here at the bottom. If you can see home, resources, collections, I go to e-resources. In e-resources, there's a SCC Online logo. I click on this. It'll open the SCC Online page. I click on login. I have an IP access. I put in the ID over here. This is my ID. I click on login and I'm logged into SSE from here itself. There we are. Okay. On the tablet, if you're using the tablet, it will look much more better. I don't have my iPad next to me right now, otherwise I would have shown it on the iPad. It gives you better layout. But if you do a word search, the same layout will come in and you'll be able to do your search. There it is. Yeah. I hope this answers your question. Hello.
I guess it should suffice, sir.
Yeah. Any other question that we can answer right now? Any other member has any question? Any challenges in setting up the MyLoft? For those members who have already received an email?
Students, please ask your questions. Please go ahead.
Ma'am, we are addressing the first year students, if I'm correct.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So I think, guys, I would suggest one thing, and this is a very, very important thing which will go a long way. You are in a profession wherein you should not shy and you should not overthink before asking a question. And you should certainly not hesitate. You're in a profession wherein you will be required to talk. So even if you think that, that question is not, is very, is a simple question, or why should I even ask this question? People will laugh at me and all. Don't worry about it. You should ask question. You should get your facts in place rather than assumption, playing on assumption. Don't do that. Okay. You are in a profession wherein we talk, and that's why we are flourishing in our business, in our profession. We can't talk, we're in the wrong profession. Okay. But it can be a thing that you have no questions right now, which is fair enough. If you don't have any questions, we can come back. Tapaswi ma'am.
Yes, sir. I'll just take your 2 minutes, sir.
Ma'am, please.
Sir, on behalf of Army Law College, Pune, I'd like to express our sincere thanks to you and Mohit, sir, for giving an excellent coverage to the session. And I also wish to express my gratitude to Sanjay, sir, for his great support. So thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Ma'am, I hope I'll conclude the session with one thing, that this was a very, very basic session. Whenever you think your students are ready for another session,
yes, sir,
will be purely a new session. We will talk about the basics, what we had discussed today, but we will get into the more of intermediate and advanced searches. There is still so much to cover. So whenever you think the time is right, you can let us know. And Mohit,
yes, sir, we will definitely have a detailed session for our first year students. I'll talk to Sanjay, sir, for the further information.
Sure, ma'am. No problems. You can talk to him. Amisha,
thank
do you have a question? Sure, ma'am. Amisha, do you have a question?
Yes, sir. Sorry for interruption. I just downloaded the app. However, I'm facing the same issue. It is not asking for any kind of extension, but I still can't find a dashboard or any such page.
What is coming on your screen right now? If you can just explain us.
Just give me a second.
Have you joined on from the same tab onto this meeting?
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. Do me a favor. Go to the meetings, this particular meeting that you are on, and let me show you from where you can share your screen. So.
Okay. Sure.
You'll see this over here. There'll be an upward arrow. Right now it says cross. Over here there'll be an upward arrow in your meeting. It might come. Might be coming at the bottom. And you take cursor over there. It says share screen.
Yes, sir. I get it.
Yeah. Can you click on that and just show us your screen, so we'll be able to help you better with that.
So is it visible?
About
Yes,
to.
it's about to. We will be able to see it now in any time now. Yes,
Yes.
now we can see it. Now, can you take us to that particular page?
Sure, so just give me a second. Yeah, here.
Okay.
This
And
is the
can
page,
you
sir.
perfect. Can you see the e-resources at the bottom?
Yes, sir.
Click on that.
Yes, sir. I did it, sir.
Yeah, just click on SCC Online now.
Okay.
Now, click on Login.
Yes, I did it.
Cross this pop-up option, whatever is coming right now. Yeah, just go back and just click Login again. I think just skip that part. Just close this pop-up. Yeah, login.
So I closed it.
Yeah, just
Yes.
click on login
Okay.
now
Yes, sir. I get it.
and IP
Thank
login
you, sir.
address.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, perfect. So you have to
Yes,
first
sir.
register yourself, Amisha, over here. You have to first register if you're not registered with your ID. And
Yes, sir.
right, and then you can just do the same thing.
Yes.
Okay. So we learned one more thing, how to share our screen in Microsoft Teams today. Okay, any other member have any question, any technical doubts that you? No worries. Thank you, Michelle, for asking. Okay, ma'am. Tapasvi ma'am, thank you so much for arranging this session for us and bringing all the students together.
Yes, thank you, sir.
On behalf of Sanjay sir, Mohit, and myself, I would like to thank all the students and for having this session with us. Thank you so much. And with the same thought, same message that I said earlier, any one of you who do not receive the email by the lunchtime, you have my email address. Write it to us with your name, and also please do mention your college name as well, right? Because we get a lot of emails, so we'll not be able to bifurcate who's writing this email. So mention your name, your college name, your email address, and if possible, please do mention your alternate email address if we are not able to, if you're sending the same email address that you sent shared with us earlier. Okay, so 2.5 hours. Let's give that much of time, and then drop us an email. Okay, thank you everyone. I wish you a great weekend ahead, and stay safe and stay home. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, Aryan.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mohit.
Thank
for
you,
your help.
sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I wish you all the best, and please feel free to reach out to us for any other reason as well onto our email addresses. If you need any assistance, if you're not able to, if you're stuck somewhere in the research, you don't remember anything particular, please reach out to us. Don't shy away. Okay. I'll see you on the other side. Bye. Thank you, ma'am. We'll end this recording now.
Yes, sir. Thank you,
Ma'am,
sir.
we'll send the recording to you.